What I find is it actually just acknowledges the physicality of prayer, because for me, I'm a person that's pretty frenetic, so I tend to move around a lot. Tactile prayer acknowledges your physicality. It gives you a chance to, maybe it would take just the same amount of time to come to a more calm space, but this does give you, for some people, it gives you something to do during that time of bringing it down. It mimics things like the repetition part of it mimics your heartbeat, and it mimics the fact that we have repetition in our breathing. Oftentimes people have this experience of, this amazing thing happened to me. And so some of it we can explain, and other parts of this is very experiential. People just need to try it and see if it is a prayer tool that works for them. Because for some people, we find that this is something that moves us closer to God and moves us closer to the call of our spirit. And for other people, it's really not their thing. Some people, particularly those who have already got a pretty significant practice at contemplative centering prayer, some people don't need this. Other people find that it is exactly what they've been looking for that thing that can help bring them to a more centered space. Long before the Christian era, people have been using prayer beads. The Desert Fathers had often would like shift pebbles from one pile to another, or they would keep them in their pockets. And for like people, communities that were more nomadic, that were moving from one place to another, they would count the number of pebbles that they wanted, and that would be in their pockets, and they would just release them as the prayers were said, so that they knew that the number was said, if number was particular or an important thing. It, for some people, is like a prayer clock. It is the beginning and an end. It's like a miniature liturgy of sorts. So it kind of offers you an end, beginning, a circle around the prayer, and then an ending time. So I think the beauty of it is that it offers you an opportunity to design what it is that you're going to do. It can be like a miniature liturgy, which is very designed and very prescripted and maybe have a particular theme. Or it could be completely not that. Ultimately, you don't want it to be something that you need to have a bunch of books and a bunch of scripts and a bunch of papers in order to do it. So it might be something you do from memory, or it might be something that you do and it's pre-planned for a particular theme. Like on my week-by-week beads, I do it by theme. My week-by-week podcast, I do it by different themes and by the different parts of the liturgical calendar. So sometimes it will be very kind of prescripted, and other times it will be the repetition of just something that's calling in your heart. In most of the world's traditions, there are a set of beads or perhaps a set of fringes that people use to kind of mark their a prayer time, a particular litany of sorts. Hindus use a set. There's 64 to 100 beads within that set of prayer beads. The Buddhists often have sets. They're often called mala, 108 beads. Sometimes they're smaller sets that have 36 and 27 beads. The Muslims have a tradition of saying the 100 names for the divine, and that has 99 and 100 different beads. There's different Sufi brotherhoods that wear different types of rosaries. 33 beads is the most common, but others have 99 beads, and they're set into different sections. There's others that, of course, in the Christian West, we know of the Marian or the Catholic rosary. It's changed over time, too. In its original form, it was much more like the Anglican prayer beads, and then the Marian, the saying of and the focus on the mysteries of Christ's life kind of won out as the way to say that set of beads. There's 50 Hail Marys that are said. It's set into 5 decades. The Eastern Orthodox Church, the rosary consists of 100 beads, or otherwise known as pips. It's kind of often called the ladder. There's the Jesus beads, which was a contemporary version of the ancient monastic rosary that has 100 beads. The Greek and Russians, they also have the Greek rosary, made up of 100 pearls or wooden beads, sometimes cloth knots. So within many of the different world's traditions, there are sets of beads, and I'm sure I've left several of them out.